And so, it's going to take him some time to get back to being Andrew Luck. However, I just don't think this is a team that's really built to win a championship anytime soon. Like, I thought that when they first drafted him, they had a good offensive team around him, but they needed to shore up the defense. And they haven't did that yet, and then the offense has taken a step back as well. Like, this is a team that's, like, some years away now. And when you look at the other teams that are in their division, like the Tennessee Titans, the Houston Texans, and the Jacksonville Jaguars, I truly think Houston is the best team in that division, with Jacksonville having the most potential in the division. Right? There's a difference. Like, I think Jacksonville, because they've shored up that whole their defensive unit. I think that they are maybe a quarterback away from being a legit contender in the NFL. I'm not sold on the quarterback that they have there. I don't think anybody's sold on Blake Bortles. But that the offense and the defensive side of the ball, I think they've drafted well. They've put some great pieces in place, and they just need somebody, that leadership component. I think Indianapolis is the worst team in that division now. And
they are.
With
in this position right now, they are. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, and with that being said, they're going to take some years to rebuild, because all these other teams are also really young. They've drafted well. They've drafted young pieces, and they've put a solid squad around them. I personally say go ahead and trade Luck. I don't think you're going to win right now. Trade Luck and get some top draft picks. Get a bunch of draft picks and start rebuilding right now. I think you'll get a team. I think you can get a team who looks at, I'm a quarterback away from winning a championship. I think that team will trade for Luck, because you know what Luck can do. The issue with Luck is just he's always hurt. He's been hurt, and the reason he's been hurt is because of that O-line. That O-line gets him killed. So you got to do something, man. At this point, I just don't see a purpose of them keeping him right now, because they're not winning a ring no time soon. I think his value is going to continue to drop with all the injuries. I think right now he has value. Go ahead and trade him. Send him to some team that feels like they feel they're a quarterback away from winning a ring. I would try to send him to the NFC. I try to send him somewhere like Arizona per se. Who has a quarterback who's on his last leg, like Carson Palmer. Maybe they'll be willing to trade for Luck. But you got to send him somewhere where you can get some draft picks, you get even a couple players of some sort, and you just blow it up and start rebuilding.
Yeah, that's it. That's the position that they're in. All right, let's talk about Adrian Peterson. Wow. After that Monday night game, that look in AP's eyes, I don't know if I ever seen that look. And then you have the coach, you got him turning around basically, and it was crazy. That was crazy. What happened? Yeah. That when he turned around and he looked at him, I think I had just somebody just calling in. I don't know if I could do a three-way call, but whoever that was, I'll let you know when you can call back into the show. But man, AP was pissed. He didn't have that many carries. It just looked
7 carries, 8 carries.
Yeah, it looked like this did not work out. And I know it's game one. I know it's a long season, but you might got Mark Ingram there, who people like, who the Saints obviously like. Then you draft Alvin Kamara. So how many touches is AP really supposed to get? Is this supposed to be a 3-headed monster? What's the deal? And LaDonna, basically you're calling it right now. She says, laugh out loud, AP about to retire or get traded. That's what I'm thinking too.
Yeah, I agree. I think now this is the part why I support AP at. I think AP has appointed them running the ball. The Saints have not ran the ball well for years. They've been one of those almost like a run and shoot team, right? Like old school, like a run and shoot team. They want to throw the ball like 35 times, 40 times. Drew Brees has the most 5,000-yard seasons in NFL history, right? Like, so they're winging the ball, they're throwing the ball, and rightfully so. But Drew Brees is up there in age. Like, Drew Brees should not be throwing the ball 40 times a game now at this point. Like, they need some balance. And that's been a problem with the Saints for some years now is, they don't have any balance on their team. Their defense sucks. And you leave that defense on the field so for extended periods of time because you can't run the ball. So you bring in AP, you have Ingram, you draft another running back. You would think that you would start to run the ball more, but I think they only carried the ball like 15 times the last game. Like, for me, if I'm running that offense, I think that New Orleans should be running the ball about 25 times a game, at least. 25 times a game. I think that's the number that you should be hitting. 25 times. Drew should be throwing the ball no more than 30 times a game. And when you see that and you bring Adrian Peterson in, who is, Adrian Peterson is one of those running backs where, not only can he break off big runs and he can move the chains, but he's a running back who needs carries. He's a volume runner. Like, he's the guy that you can't, he's not good on just having 5 carries a game. He needs like 15 carries a game because he might go 3 yards, 4 yards, and then he break a big one. Then he go another 3 yards, 4 yards, he break another big one. Like, you have to let that dude get into rhythm. And so with that being said, I understood what he was saying, but we already know New Orleans don't run the ball. And so that in itself was like, that was a bad fit for you, bro. Like, I personally said that he should have tried to go to Green Bay. I think Green Bay needed a running back really badly. They've converted Ty Montgomery, but I thought he should have went to Green Bay. I think Green Bay needed a running back, and he would have been a good fit. Stayed in the division or whatnot. But yeah, this is. I mean, he's going to get traded. I mean, that's what's probably going to happen. I don't know who's going to take him, and I don't know what you could get for him, but he'll probably get traded somewhere. He'll get traded to the bench or something. Like, he'll be somewhere where he'll hate it. You know what might be a good fit? Baltimore just lost a running back. That might be a good fit for them. They want to run the ball. Yeah. That might be a good fit.
That may be. I mean, you got Flacco there who is not really a quarterback that you can depend on all games. So if you got an AP there, that would be great. I mean, I don't know how the Seattle situation didn't work out. I understand with the Raiders. I don't understand the Giants didn't bite on that. I mean, there's a lot of teams that I think he visited, but nobody bit, and maybe they were just going to wait and see how it played out. I think by the half or towards the end of the season, I think we're definitely going to see him get traded because if it's not working out, it's just not working out. I don't think you can continue to just have the guy on your roster.
Well, I can explain why the other situation didn't work out. I mean, Seattle needs a running back who can run and catch out the backfield, and that's not Adrian Peterson. Adrian Peterson is not a running back that's going to catch out the backfield. That's not his game. His game is to run the ball, and he's become a better run block, a better pass protector. But again, that's not his game. His game is to hand off the ball and push the pile. So Seattle wasn't really going to be a good fit for him. Baltimore wants to run the ball, and that's why I said Baltimore might be a good fit for him to go there. But I mean, when you look at all the teams, a lot of the teams want running backs now who can run the ball and catch the ball out the backfield. And Adrian Peterson is an old school running back. He doesn't catch the ball out the backfield. You're not going to line up Adrian Peterson in a wide receiver slot and have him run a flare route or a curl or a roll. You're not going to have him do that, or a swing route. You're not going to have him do none of that stuff. And a lot of these running backs do that now. If you look at the Raiders game, Marshawn Lynch would have had a walk-in touchdown if Derek Carr wouldn't have overthrown him. He's lined up on the outside and ran a streak. So right. This is the kind of stuff that's happening at the running back position today because you have players that are interchangeable now. You have these great players like Tyreek Hill who will line up at running back sometimes. You have, Andre Ellington, David Johnson, Bell. Bell has more receptions and receiving yards than every running back in the league right now. and some receivers. So you have this type of running back in the league now, and Adrian Peterson is not that running back. He is actually a running back. That's what he does.
Yeah.
You know, he's not catching the ball out the backfield. He's a running back. Give him the ball, let him run an ISO up the middle. You know, let him do that type of stuff. That's his game. And so a lot of the offenses today don't fit him.
Yeah. I mean, you're right. So we'll see how the rest of this season pans out. Appreciate you, man, for coming on the show. Once again, this is Tyjun Mack. Like I always say, man, we go back since the 5th grade, elementary school. He's a great guy. Go check him out on Facebook, Tyjun Mack, Tyjun Mack. Also in the Real NBA Talk group, always talking NBA and all type of sports.
Thank you, man, for having me on the show as usual. You know, I see you in 2 weeks. Oh, and I can't wait to see the fight tonight. That should be a great fight.
Oh, who you got?
If you're not watching it, you gotta watch the fight, man. This is gonna be a good fight. It's gonna be a good fight. So,
all right. Before you go, who you got in this fight, though?
Oh man, I told you when we was talking earlier, I was like Canelo, but they Triple G, and I'm gonna go Canelo. I'm going Canelo, man.
Okay.
I saw him at the weigh-in. Bro, he a big dude, And you think when he comes in the ring tonight, he's gonna be even bigger after he rehydrates? You know, he weighed in at like 160. I'm telling you, I think he's gonna walk in at about like 172, 174 after he rehydrates. He's a lot bigger than Triple G. He's a lot bigger than Triple G, and I think his body is able to take a pounding, and he's also able to give a pounding as well. I'm kind of leaning toward Canelo, man.
Okay. All right. We will see. Everybody watch it somehow, some way. Facebook, somehow, some way you can watch it. Periscope, somehow, some way. But appreciate you, man, as always. Take care.
All right, have a good one.
All right, take care. Bye. All right, that was my man Tyjun Mack. We always talk about the weekend sports. You're tuned into the BS3 Sports Show. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. If you're tuned in, you want to join in on the show chat room, you can do that. Very simple. Go on Spreaker.com, go to the link, and you can log in. You just have to log in via your Facebook, Twitter, or Google Plus, or your email. I'd love to get your comments. So next up, we're going to be talking with Larry B of IE Sports Radio, talking about some college football matchups. We've got some great games coming up today that we're really looking forward to. So we're going to go through, dissect some of those games. Larry B, if you are listening, you can go ahead and call in. But I want to, just appreciate everybody for tuning in. LaDonna says, why sign to throw first team? Ingram just got 1,000 yards last season. I know. I guess they wanted to have a kind of a three-headed monster type of situation because they drafted a running back too. So it's interesting. Let me give a shout out to Scott Baca, who's tuned in, commented on Facebook. And we got my man Larry B on the line. What's going on, Larry B?
Hey, what's going on, Mr. Ben? It's an honor. Thank you so much for having me today.
Oh, yeah, man. Thank you for coming on. He's got a great show and station, IE Sports Radio, on Spreaker.com. A lot of great shows, variety. He talks all type of sports, so always great to have you on the show. All right. So we got 3 games this week that I wanted to touch on that are going to be pretty exciting, I believe. The first one is Tennessee versus Florida. That's at 2:30 Central Time. So that game will be kicking off in about 45 minutes. Florida, who they just haven't been the same since Tebow. They just haven't. I don't know if they're ever be at that top quality team in the SEC. And then you got Tennessee, who is, they haven't been the same probably since Peyton Manning. I mean, they had some good quarterbacks here or there, but this is a pretty key matchup. Number 23 versus number 24. What's your preview on this game, Florida versus Tennessee?
Well, first up, Ben, I mean, yeah, you're right. I mean, Florida, they just had that